The word Cambodia comes from the French language, Cambodge, which is their pronunciation of the Khmer word Kampuchea. Cambodia was a former French colony for 90 years and was also occupied by Japan during World War II from 1941 to 1945. About 97% of Cambodia's population adheres to Theravada Buddhism, which is the official religion of Cambodia. Around 2% of the population is Muslim, 0.3% are Christian, and 0.5% follow other religions. Cambodia has a dark and tragic history, earning it the nickname, the Hell on Earth. Cambodia suffered a deadly genocide and racism perpetrated by the Khmer Rouge between 1975 and 1979. During this event, at least 1.5 to 3 million people were killed in the deadliest genocide. The bodies of the genocide victims were buried in a place called the Killing Fields. In addition, there is a cave called the Killing Cave in Phnom Sampo, which became the site of execution for the victims of the Khmer Rouge regime. In this cave, many human skeletons of the Khmer Rouge's murder victims were found. After Vietnam invaded Cambodia in 1979, the Khmer Rouge were ousted from power, but armed conflict and power struggles continued for several decades. Only in the late 1990s did Cambodia make progress in rebuilding their country and achieve greater political stability. However, the influence of the Khmer Rouge and Cambodia's civil war can still be felt to this day. For those who love adventure, it is advisable to be careful when exploring this country. Cambodia has millions of landmines planted during the Vietnam War era. It is estimated that there are around 4 to 6 million active landmines in most parts of the country. To address this issue, the government has a special agency focused on handling the landmine problem. Since 1979, more than 64,000 people have been victims of these active landmines, and Cambodia has the largest amputee population in the world caused by these landmines. As known during the Vietnam War, the United States bombed Cambodia because it was suspected of being a hiding place for Vietnamese soldiers. Cambodia has undergone several name changes, especially when new rulers wanted to erase previous traces. Between 1953 and 1970, the country was renamed the Kingdom of Cambodia, then from 1970 to 1975, it was named the Khmer Republic. During the communist regime from 1975 to 1979, the country was known as Kampuchea. Under the UN Transitional Authority from 1989 to 1993, it changed to the State of Cambodia, and finally, after the restoration of the monarchy in 1994, Cambodia reverted to the Kingdom of Cambodia until now. Death may be one of the biggest burdens that every Cambodian citizen must prepare for, as funeral costs in this country are quite high, even very high, with an estimated amount of almost $9,000. What is more saddening is that the average monthly income per Cambodian is less than $100, so many of them have to save most of their income throughout their lifetime to prepare for their funeral expenses, and some even have to sell their main assets. For Cambodian people, funerals are very important in their culture, and funeral processions in this country can last up to 49 days. Cambodia is the only country in Southeast Asia and even in the world that does not have McDonald's fast food restaurants. McDonald's has never set foot in this country. Nevertheless, it does not mean that Cambodia does not have its own iconic fast food. In Cambodia, you can easily find Burger King fast food restaurants that they call Lucky Burger. Not only that, but KFC is also said to be experiencing losses in Cambodia and recorded as the only country where they have never made a profit. Therefore, there are not many KFC outlets in this country, and it is not so popular among its people. The official currency of Cambodia, riel, is not so popular among its own people. Cambodian people prefer to use US dollars or other currencies that have a higher value. Riel itself is one of the currencies that have the lowest value in the world, and that is why they adopted the US dollar as one of their national currencies. Interestingly, these two currencies can be used interchangeably. For example, if you buy something with US dollars, the change could be in the form of riel. The country of Cambodia is famous for being a haven for extreme culinary enthusiasts. Foods that are not commonly found in other countries can easily be found here. For example, insects such as crickets, ants, and other small animals like rats, reptiles, spiders, and many others are commonly consumed as snacks by the locals. Tarantula spiders are considered a delicious snack in Cambodia, where during the Pol Pot regime, Cambodians eat tarantulas due to a shortage of food. In addition to being rich in culture and tradition, Cambodia is also home to many ethnic groups that inhabit parts of the country. One of them is the Kreung tribe, which has unique and unusual customs and traditions. Parents in the Kreung tribe intentionally build a love hut for their daughters, known as the love hut, when they reach puberty. In the hut, their daughters are free to have romantic relationships with any man they choose. This is done in order to find out which man is suitable for marriage. So, it can be said that the love hut is a place for finding a spouse for Kreung girls. Although free love is allowed, cases of sexual violence and divorce are unheard of in Kreung society. Such a method of choosing a partner may sound extreme to some countries, but for the Kreung people, it is considered the best method for finding a spouse for their daughters. The wedding tradition in Cambodia may be one of the grandest and most luxurious in the world. The traditional Cambodian wedding is full of celebration mixed with glamorous clothing and lively parties. In addition to being lavish and festive, Cambodian wedding parties can even be held endlessly and last for 3 days and 3 nights. One must-visit tourist destination if you are in Cambodia is Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat itself is the largest religious building ever built in the world. This iconic structure has become a national symbol that attracts foreign tourists to Cambodia. Angkor Wat is considered one of the wonders of the world and is included in UNESCO's World Heritage List. It was initially built in the 12th century as a place of worship for Hindus, but at the end of the 12th century, the temple was converted into a Buddhist temple and remains so to this day. One of the things that sets Cambodia apart from other countries is the design of its national flag. Unlike the flags of other countries, which usually only display a combination of colors and other symbols, the Cambodian national flag has a very unique and distinctive design. The image of Angkor Wat in the middle of the flag is not only a symbol of pride for the Cambodian people but also a symbol of the country's rich cultural heritage and the beauty of Khmer architecture. Angkor Wat, which is the largest Hindu-Buddhist temple in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is highly respected by Cambodian society and serves as an inspiration in many fields. In addition to being a popular tourist destination, Angkor Wat also serves as a source of ideas for modern Cambodian art, design, and architecture. Tunnel Sap is the most important waterway in Cambodia and the largest freshwater lake in Southeast Asia, playing a crucial role in the daily lives of Cambodian communities. The lake covers an area of 2,700 square kilometers during the rainy season, while during the dry season, it shrinks to 1,000 square kilometers. Tunnel Sap Lake plays a vital role as a source of irrigation water for agriculture and as a source of livelihood for fishing communities. More than 80% of freshwater fish production in Cambodia comes from Tunnel Sap Lake. People living around the lake depend mainly on fishing as their primary source of income, with about 170 floating villages surrounding the lake. These villages are unique because houses, shops, churches, schools, and even temples are built on the lake using a floating base of barrels and bamboo. In these floating villages, boats are the main mode of transportation for moving from one place to another. Therefore, boats are very important in the daily lives of people living around Tunnel Sap Lake. Many fishermen have their own boats to catch fish on the lake or to transport their merchandise from one place to another. In Cambodia, the head is considered the highest and most respected part of the body, and thus, it is not allowed for anyone to touch another person's head in any way, even in a good and loving manner. Moreover, pointing one's feet at someone or something is considered very impolite in this country. Cambodian society does not attach much importance to their birthdays, let alone celebrate them. Many parents there even do not know their exact birth date and only recognize their birth year. Cambodia is one of the poorest countries in Southeast Asia, with a GDP per capita of $1,643 per year. One of the reasons Cambodia is classified as a poor country is that they struggle to produce and manage goods for export to be sold in the global market. Additionally, social conflicts that occur there worsen Cambodia's economy.